Afternoon, everybody, or perhaps good evening, everybody. Welcome to GasWeather's first Glastonbury update. Actually, this isn't really the first update. The first official update will be next weekend when the period of Glastonbury, which I believe is running from the 27th to the 29th of June. It'll start coming towards the time frame for GFS model next weekend. The GFS is sort of the model that we look at in terms of the forecast for 2 weeks away. So the proper forecast will begin next weekend at GasWeather.com. But I thought today I'd have a look at some longer range models, some seasonal models, just to get some idea about what a couple of them are showing. We've got the CFS here we're going to look at first from the United States, the couple forecast system, and then we're going to have a look at the Beijing Climate Center from China and see what that is predicting for around, we can't look at exact days, but around the time frame that we're interested in, late June, early July, that sort of time frame period. Before I get on with that, I just want to mention about the advertising. There's video ads. My page is at GasWeatherBiz.com. If you press play on the video ad, you'll be supporting GasWeatherBiz.com. It helps to pay for the website, essentially, so thanks very much for doing that. There's a couple of quite interesting charity video ads that are appearing at the moment. One is for youth homelessness, and another one is for blind children. So if you see those ads, please do play them, see what the charities are about, and at the same time helping support GasWeatherBiz. Thanks very much for doing that. So starting off with the CFS precipitation forecast, this is for a weekly period. It's from the website weatherweb.net. You can find a link to weatherweb.net on my links page, by the way. This first week is taking us to the week ending the 28th of June. So it's the period that we're interested in. The 28th will be right in the middle of the Glastonbury weekend. And we see that, well, the precipitation forecast isn't bad, actually. British Isles, of course, is just here. We've got slightly below average precipitation there across most parts of the country. It is still sort of unsettled, gently unsettled through that weekly period, but it's certainly by no means a washout. We're not in these deep blue or yellow colours around here and here. That would indicate a very wet week coming up. So the CFS this morning, or today, is looking pretty dry for that final week of June, to be honest. Some rainfall coming through, probably in the form of showers, but nothing particularly alarming or worrying. Let's go out to the week ending the 5th of June, so this will be starting the week that we're interested in, the 28th, and going through to the 5th of July, rather. And we see, again, it's not too bad, really, for that weekly period, but that precipitation in the north and the northwest of Scotland, so it is wet up there. But for where we're interested in, down across southern, southwestern parts of England, actually not too bad, mainly dry through that weekly period. So if you take the 2 weeks together and sort of average them out, as I say, we can't look at individual days with this model, but if we take this period back, we're interested in this 2 week period, I think that's a pretty good signal, to be honest, for Glastonbury and for any other events that are going on. There are lots of summer events, of course, taking place at the end of June, early July, across southern England anyway. Not so good for the north, but across southern England, that's not too bad a signal from the CFS model. Now this one is quite alarming, I'll warn you. Now you probably don't know what you're looking at here, but these are what we call 500 millibar height anomalies, and essentially this is a pressure chart where we've got below average heights, we've got low pressure, where we've got above average heights, we've got high pressure. And what this is doing for the 10-day period, taking us from the 26th of June to the 7th of July, so right in the period that we're interested in, what this is doing is sticking a very deep trough of low pressure in here across the British Isles, right over the top of the country, slap bang over the top, really. We've got a very deep trough of low pressure. I'm afraid if that did come off, you would be looking at a very, very poor period at Glastonbury. There would inevitably be heavy showers or longer spells of rain with a pressure chart looking like that. The temperature forecast is colder than average temperatures being indicated here through that 10-day period, the 26th of June to the 5th of July. Really poor temperatures. That's because we're stuck under a deep trough of low pressure. And in terms of the precipitation, the rainfall forecast, again, I'm afraid it's not a surprise with the pressure pattern that the model is indicating, but the rainfall is wetter than average there across virtually all parts of the British Isles. That's a really grim update from the Beijing Climate Center. for the end of June and the start of July. So we can't look at individual days, but if that 10-day period had an anomaly such as that, at the very least, you'd be looking at a very showery spell across Glastonbury, if not a really wet one as well. But the CFS isn't too bad. The American model is pretty good, actually. And these are all sort of experimental anyway, these longer range models, so don't be too concerned at this stage. It's very experimental. The proper forecast for Glastonbury will begin here on the events page at GazWeatherViz.com from next weekend. That's when it'll come into the time frame of the GFS model. So next weekend, that's when the forecast will begin. Keep checking back, and also if you follow me on Twitter, you'll be able to see when the updates are coming up. It'll be from next weekend that we start to do regular updates for the Glastonbury weekend. That's it for now. I hope you found the video interesting, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.